Okay, we should let them in now.
Okay, sweet. Thank you for doing that.
Mhm.
Yay.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Hello, hello. Oh my gosh.
Hi, Ron.
Ron. Hi,
Hey.
Ron.
Hi, Karen. Welcome. Hey, Victoria. Hey,
Oh,
Braden.
yeah.
Hi,
Hi,
Cindy.
Hi, everybody.
Yay.
Charlie, Cheryl, I see you. Oh my gosh, I love this. I feel like it's been too long since I've seen a lot of you. Lovely, lovely.
Awesome. Hi, John. Cool.
It's amazing to see everybody after so long. As you come in, we'd love to ask you to pop in the chat and tell us what's your year's resolution. And yeah, we want to see what's going on and how you want to spend this year, because we're going to show you how we want to spend the year and how we're going to spend the year. So share with us.
Welcome, Janice. Hey, Sasha.
Love, love, love it. If I was
Hey,
as cool as Charles, I would put music on, but you know what? I'm not that cool, so.
that's a note for next time. We'll do that.
That's a no. Yeah, it's a no. Maybe Charles just needs to get on here and be cool. But yeah, this is amazing seeing everybody after all the incredible work that we did, and we'll talk a little bit about the impact that we made this last year for the midterms and the year that we spent together. But in the meantime, for those of you who are just joining us, again, pop in the chat and tell us what's your New Year's resolution. And yeah, we'd love to hear what you've been up to as well. So if you want to share either of those things, that'd be awesome.
Awesome. Cool. Welcome, Elizabeth. Welcome, Carrie. Hey, Julia.
Kylie, I think we should warn them that this meeting is going to be jam-packed in a good way.
Yes.
It's going to be jam-packed. So we are going to start in a couple minutes, and folks will just come in. There will be a recording of this. So obviously the folks that missed the first parts, it's totally cool. For those who are new to the Common Power space, thank you for joining us. We're super excited to have you here. And super glad that you made it to this meeting, because this meeting is very important for you to know how to engage with us and how to stay connected to the staff, to the community, to the work. So thank you for joining us this evening. More reading this year. I love it. Yeah, that's my goal too. Exercise every day. Okay, Julia. Oh no, Sally, I'm sorry about your ankle. But yes, hopefully you can heal soon and get back to the fun activities that you have planned. Just reading some of these. Better human. Oh my gosh. Yeah, thank you for that one. That's beautiful. We all want to be better every day. I think with this work, we're definitely getting somewhere. So thank you for that one, Cindy. Great share out. Take a Black History trip with CP. Yay, yes, with the Institute. They're having a lot of cool stuff happening this year. Some really good, important work there. So definitely, Karen, I am sure you'll get a chance. Ronald. Ron, you'll have what Karen's having. Okay. Yeah, no, let's continue. I love it. Eat healthier. Keep BMI under obese. Okay. There's some other stuff here too. Thank you, John Boy, for sharing. Work on freedom for self and others, relationship community. Love that, Cheryl. Thanks so much. All right, as promised, we will begin our meeting soon. So in another minute, we're gonna start. And I want to just say that we are just really happy to see everybody again. And for those who missed it in the beginning, this is gonna be a jam-packed meeting, but in a good way. and we're going to have guests, and we're going to have speakers, and we're going to have just what you can wait for in the future of CP, the impact that we made in 2022, and some numbers that we want to share with you all. So let's get to it.
Awesome. Thanks, Maria.
Yeah. If my computer wants to, let's see. Come on. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the agenda. Welcome. We did that. Yay. The first thing on our agenda is something really important. I'm gonna hand it off to Kylie because she's gonna show us just how amazing Common Power IO has just gotten.
Awesome. Thanks. Maybe we can go through real quick. This is the roadmap for tonight, y'all. So we will go over the commonpower.io revamp, which I'm super excited to talk about. Then we'll hand it over to the Fieldwork team to go over some data from last year and the upcoming trip. And then we'll hand it over to CPFuture to do a little recap on the lecture series that just happened. And then we'll introduce our new Advocacy Department, share some upcoming events, and then do a recap on the trip to Virginia.
Amazing. Yeah, glad we went through that. Thank you, Kylie.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's get into it then. All right, commonpower.io. So hi everyone again. So I'm Kylie, for those who haven't gotten a chance to meet yet. I'm an advocacy associate here at Common Power. And I'm really thrilled to announce the revamp of our online community platform, commonpower.io. Before we get into it, I do want to take a moment to thank everyone for diving into using this platform and for your patience as you learn to navigate it. We do know it can be a little tricky and clunky at times. And so just for anyone who's new, a little backstory, I took over the management of commonpower.io in the summer of 2022. And last year, it was primarily used by the Fieldwork department for organizing volunteer work across our various state teams. And this year, we're making commonpower.io a hub for information across all CP departments. And so CP departments now have their own groups. And we also have a new walkthrough tool to help improve understanding of how to navigate the platform. So before I get into those changes and I show you the new platform, I wanted to share a few pieces of data since our launch of the platform in 2021. So first, user engagement. Since our launch, we've seen a linear growth in terms of members and active users. We consistently reach well above the industry standard of 10% user engagement. And at the peak of our work during the 2022 midterms, we saw our user engagement at 35%. And that's amazing. So thank you so much for engaging with us. Second, our chat messages. So again, during that peak of fieldwork, about like July to December, we had thousands of chat messages being sent across the platform. And we always hear from the Mobilize team that we have a high rate of like direct messages. And so as an organization that prioritizes community and connections, like this makes us so proud. So thank you again for, being in community with us. When we can't be here on Zoom, being here on the platform. So yeah, and then the last point that I wanted to make is that we're currently working on a case study with the Mobilize.io team, and we're seeing a high correlation between engagement on the platform and then volunteerism, both like in person and remote. And so that's really wonderful to see. And so I just want to say thank you again for making this community and this platform so great. We really couldn't do it without you being a part of it. So thank you. But we also know that there are some challenges, and we heard your feedback, in our 2022 volunteer survey. So thank you to everyone who filled that out. It's really helpful and makes it so we can do our jobs better. And the main takeaways we got from this were concerns regarding security warnings, issues with navigating the platform, and then requests for more groups related to specific content. And we've addressed all three of these takeaways in our revamp. And I'll really quickly address the first point. I just want to make sure everyone knows that we purchased the necessary security credentials to ensure the site is safe. So just want to reassure everyone that your privacy and your data are protected. And now we're going to demonstrate how we've addressed the ease of using the platform and like the over chatter that kind of happens sometimes. So yeah, I think that we'll hop into the platform now. Yay. Okay, cool. Maria, do you mind stop sharing screen?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Cool. Okay, so here we go. Can everyone see my screen? Give me a thumbs up.
Yes, I can.
Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, so this is our online community platform. If you haven't been in there yet, this is what it looks like. So you can see now on the left-hand side here under our groups, we still have Common Power Home, which is our main group for organizational-wide announcements and events. And then we have groups for fieldwork. So if you're interested in volunteer opportunities, the Institute for CP, so educational opportunities, and advocacy, which is our new department, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a little bit down the agenda.
Well, sorry,
yeah.
Kylie. Do you think we can zoom a little bit in?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Thanks. It's on my
Awesome.
monitor. So
No worries. Thank you.
okay,
Awesome.
cool. Is that better?
Yeah, thank you.
And then you'll also see a group for CPFuture, and that's specifically for our Gen Z folks. And so I also briefly mentioned that we have this new tool to help you walk you through the platform so you can better understand how to use it. Now, when you go into the platform for the first time since this is launched today, you'll get this option to go through what we call as I'm calling it a walkthrough or a flow. Essentially, it'll go over the main functions of the platform. And so you can kind of click here to learn more, and it'll take you through a variety of steps. It'll show you the most important things that you need to know for how to engage with us here. Before I get too far into that, and obviously everyone will have the opportunity to do that on their own, I also wanted to point out this new resource center that we have. And so if you ever need to access the walkthrough again, you can do so right here where it says start here and start tour. There's also an option if you have any other questions about the platform to type in your questions here. And then there are some other helpful resources, including like our email for general inquiries, the events webpage, connecting with us on social media, and then also a donation link. So that's another new thing that's happening in the platform now. So yeah, this is really, really important for how you can stay up to date and engaged with Common Power and our volunteer opportunities. And so again, big picture things like a volunteer sign up, or if a trip is being announced, will still come through Common Power Home. But if you want to say specifically get involved in the trip and have details there, then you got to make sure to join the Fieldwork group as well.
Amazing. This is so cool. And I just want to give a shout out to Kylie because she did organize all of this with the folks from Mobilize. Shout out to her for getting us these cool tools on our platform, and allowing us to have a more friendly experience on IO. Thanks, Kylie, so much for your work.
Thank you. Thanks, Faria.
Awesome. And there's also some stuff on the website that we can check out, right? So if folks want to also check that out later on. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. Let me go back to the screen. Also, apologies for my earlier skipping all this stuff. All right. Well, that's going to be something that you definitely want to tune in for more. We'll have more details on Common Power IO soon about, just maybe a little recap on how to get started. But you will definitely see that change now on Common Power IO if you're already on there. And if you're not, we invite you to definitely sign up. Thank you, Kylie. All right, now we're going to move on to Fieldwork. And Fieldwork.
Hey, real quick.
Oh, Charles, what's up?
Hey, real quick.
Yes.
She just dropped the link to it. Kylie, I just put it on the website under Fieldwork dropdown.
Awesome. Thank you, Charles. Also, happy belated birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to Charles.
Did not tell us when we had a meeting yesterday. Remind us.
I know.
We're so busy, and you're working on this awesome project.
He was all like, I'm not going to leave today because I want to spend time with family. And I'm like, oh, it was his birthday. Okay. Happy birthday, Charles. Thank you for all the great, amazing things you do at CP and with CP.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I didn't mention it during the meeting, and I do not want to take away from the good work that was done to revamp.io. A lot of good work from Kylie, and I know you put some input into this too, Maria. So thank you all for I love your teamwork, and you all built this the agenda for today. So these slides and everything, this massive amount of content you're going to get today was built by these two. And let me just say the lift to get this going 2 months in after everyone is like started working and there's so many awesome things that everyone's working on. These two had to do a lot of chasing folks down and changing things at the last minute. Kylie was literally sending me messages on the plane. Like y'all are working, y'all are doing a lot. I'm excited that we get to share this with everybody. And this is definitely one of those times where I'm like, man, I miss everybody and we should do this more often. So we will. You're gonna hear about some cool things. We're gonna get together more often this year. In person.
In person, key thing there, in person. Thank you, Charles, for popping in. We like seeing you. I was saying earlier that if I was as cool as you, I would have put some music in the beginning of the meeting, but I'm not as cool as you, so I didn't, or I couldn't. But at some point we'll listen to your dance.
You did it your way. You did it your way, and it was wonderful. It was great.
All right. Well, now I actually want a little drum roll because what's next is the data from the work that we all did together in 2022. And this data is incredible. I am so proud of us. I am so proud of our community. I'm so proud of the work that we did together. I can just seeing this data reminds me of how important it was for me to be in Arizona and Texas and Wisconsin and all these amazing states that we worked in. And I do not regret it at all. And mostly when I see this amazing data and the impact that we made together. So here it is, drum roll. Okay, and this will be presented by Puya in just a second. If it works. Yay! And I am super excited for Puya to tell us a little bit more about what this data means. Go ahead, Puya.
Thank you so much, MJ. So here is the result of all the amazing work that we did last year. Throughout the entire year, we were able to have more than nearly 500 active volunteers who made calls, sent texts, wrote postcards, and traveled across the country to knock on doors under any condition, whether it was raining, whether it was scorching hot in Georgia in 90-degree weather. And we knocked on 60,000 doors across the country, which is absolutely amazing. A lot of other organizations talk about the work that they do, and they just talk. But we have the proof that we do the work. It's not just talk. It's not just fancy words that we put on our website. We actually do the work, and we show up for our partners whenever they need us. In total, we were able to contact nearly 800,000 voters, actually over 800,000 voters, through all of our efforts, whether that was in person, knocking on doors, or a remote operation. This is really, really amazing. We're really proud of the work that we were able to do as a community. So thank you so much for everything that you all have done. We are working on a Fieldwork report that will be coming out later on with more details about the data and the work that we did. So that will be on commonpower.io. So look out for it later on.
Love that. Thank you. And I know we couldn't hear the actual drum roll, but if anybody wants to just clap, because I really just wow, we really killed it last year. And I am so proud and really excited to continue the work with you all. And for that, I'm going to hand it over to Jessica because she has some work for us this upcoming March. Oh, this March. Wait, we're already in March. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jessica.
All good. It's nice to see you all. So I'm sure many of you guys already know, but the state Supreme Court race is coming up in Wisconsin. So CP will be working with our wonderful partners, the Wisdoms, in April to knock on doors to encourage people to vote and elect Judge Janet Protasewicz. I looked up how to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure that's correct. So we've canvassed a lot of times in the past with Wisdoms in Milwaukee, and we're going to do it again. This election is super important because this court is going to be deciding on critical issues like abortion rights, the governor's appointment powers, and fair legislative maps. So this election is an opportunity to flip a court that has been historically conservative, and it will also have broader impacts in the presidential election in 2024. So election day is on April 4th, 2023. So Common Power will be out there canvassing late March to the 4th. So we really want to encourage people to go to the polls. And I hope you guys can join us out there. We have a big group coming out and it's going to be a lot of fun. But also this is a really important work and you guys have the time. I really encourage you guys to sign up and get out the vote with us. That's it.
Love it. clear and concrete. Thank you, Jessica. Lovely. And Ben actually just dropped some links on the chat to sign up for the trip. And also, I believe, a overview of the trip so you can see what you gotten yourself into. I'm kidding. There's amazing things. Of course, with Ben, it's always a good time. So join the Wisconsin team on March 30th through April 4th.
We
You wanna
already
say
have
something?
25 signups. We already have 25 people. So if you're wondering, am I going to be in a little alone with 10 people on the ground? You're not. It's a big group.
Am I gonna be alone with Ben? I'm kidding. I'm joking. All right. No, we love Ben. Thank you, Ben, for leading us, and thank you for this amazing work that's gonna happen in March in Milwaukee. Love it. Thank you. All right. Oh, and join our fieldwork group on Common Power IO so you stay tuned with all the details about this trip. All right. Moving forward, we have a special guest today, and I'm actually going to hand this over to Sasha Lee to present us a really incredible person that we've had the privilege to work with here at CP and CPFuture. I'm trying to find you. There you are. There you are. I found Sasha.
Awesome. Thank you so much, MJ. Hi, everyone. It's so good to see so many familiar faces. Oh my gosh. It is so good to be back here in the community space. CPFuture just came off of, I think, literally just this past week was sort of the wrap up for our Mis and Disinformation campaign. It was a 3-part lecture series that all of y'all kind of got a taste of in the main CP.io space. It was big facts versus big lies. It was a 3-part lecture series with an incredible disinfo expert that we've come to know not only professionally, but he has just become now part of our broader Common Power community. And I invited him here tonight, and I think I saw him in the sea of screens here, but I can give you all of his, sort of professional background in terms of like.
I have pinned him, and he's here.
You pinned him? Okay, good. So Ahmed, we're gonna embarrass you a little bit. He embarrassed himself, excuse me. He introduced himself. Oh my gosh, it's late, y'all. Anyway, he introduced himself on the CP.io space. And of course, we all know that he's just done really great work within journalism in terms of debunking mis and disinfo. And then now he's moving into the tech space. But I will have Ahmed introduce himself and sort of talk about, what his experience was like. Ahmed, are you ready?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect a whole slide and welcome, but thank you. This is great. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, this slide has me on it, but obviously, like Sasha, played an awesome, role in getting this course together, and Larcy was there every step of the way, and we had these amazing CP ambassadors that were just killing it. So like that's my main takeaway from having done this. Like it was so cool to just engage with, your community and the CPFuture community, and see how much they learned and how they were really, we did these Twitter spaces and they were taking what they learned from the lecture series and then applying it. And then like there were some problematic people popping up in some of the spaces, and they were just handling it like professionals. Like they'd been doing it for years. And that was the most rewarding thing for me during this. It was just like seeing how engaged, the Gen Z is with all of this. And it's been a great experience. I mean, I did lecture in Action Academy, and that's Sasha and Larcy were kind enough to invite me back. And yeah, I mean, it's been great. I really had a good time. And obviously disinfo is a big issue, and everyone, as we were going through and navigating it, it's a heavy topic, but the ambassadors really engaged with it at a high level, and they had fun. And I had fun, and I've really felt welcomed with your whole community, and love what y'all stand for. And I'm happy to be part of it.
Love that. Thank you.
Yes. No, we are so glad that Ahmed's with us, and we are now going to start sharing him with the broader community. So please keep an eye out on the .io page. Ahmed will be dropping some more lectures. He's going to be engaging with the broader community. And so again, this was just a teaser in terms of like, getting our young people engaged, but we want the rest of the community as well to be able to benefit from his expertise. And so really quick, I know we only had about 5 to 10 minutes, but some big facts, some big takeaways, y'all, is that we had over 300 100 participants, y'all, like across our lecture series, across the Twitter spaces. We had over 300 people who were engaging with us, which is so huge. That converted us into 50 new followers on Twitter. If y'all are following us on Twitter, we had 40 new newsletter subscribers. So those are people who are coming to our website, loving the content that we're putting up there, and they want to hear more. And then also we had 5 early signups with Action Academy, which is so exciting. Of course, we know how students roll. They're going to end up all sort of flooding us as it gets closer to the summertime, and they're looking for ways to engage and get paid for it. So we're just so excited that this entire series went so well. And again, we are so looking forward to continuing to engage Ahmed and his content into the rest of the community. And then of course, bringing in some more young leaders. So thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Incredible work. Thank you so much to you too. And of course, the entire CPFuture team, man, just like kudos to you for all the, I think it's really cool because I haven't been super in like the, the nitty gritty stuff that you guys have to do to get through this and like make this happen. But I do know a lot of the folks in our community that do this work with you, and Sasha, big kudos to your team, and big kudos to you, Ahmed. Thank you for being in our community. This is amazing. We're excited to see what else y'all bring to the table for our community. It's exciting to look forward to that. And yeah, thanks for presenting tonight and being here and giving us a recap of this amazing work. Thanks. Now we're gonna head to, I'm actually forgetting now, kidding. Advocacy, I believe. And I'm gonna give this back to Kylie.
Thanks, Maria. I'll invite my advocacy colleagues, Jamie Lynn Wheeler and Victoria Elias, into the space. So yeah, I'll hand it over to Jamie, our director.
Thank you, Kylie. Hi, everyone. My name is Jamie Lynn Wheeler. You can call me Jamie. I'm the advocacy director, and I work directly with Kylie and Victoria, which is a pleasure. And you'll get to know more about them as we go along. But we're just really excited to announce that we have a new advocacy program that's an arm of CP that we're building out. We just started in January. And we're going to show you a little bit about our new webpage that we have within the CP website. But really, we're just excited to kind of close the loop on what the Fieldwork team has already been doing and the really great results that they've been seeing and that you all have been a part of in the past couple of maybe months or years of seeing progressives get elected into office. That's the first kind of stage of what we want to see happen is progressives getting elected to be able to represent people and the issues that we care about most. But that's only 50% of the job. And the next part of the role is to actually advocate for and support progressive policy in this country and in the states that we prioritize. So our advocacy department is really focused on working with elected officials after they get elected and working on them on policy that they're prioritizing and voting on in the realm of voting access and making sure that all of us have the opportunity to vote and that it's easy to do so, and that we have access to it across the board, regardless of what state we're in. So our big pie in the sky goal is really to expand voting advocacy across the board and at the congressional level, pass a new Voting Rights Act. But given the makeup of our current kind of political landscape in the country and where we are at the congressional level, that's not going to happen this year. So we're really focused on our key states that we've prioritized that you all may know about. I think there's about 9 of them that we want to be in and that we've been in for the past few years since our genesis, from Nevada to Pennsylvania and North and South Carolina and Arizona. We want to make sure that we maintain our presence in those states and really do what we can to make a difference. So Our new advocacy department, there's 3 of us, as I mentioned, Kylie, Victoria, and myself are really working to make sure that we have opportunities to engage folks like you on opportunities to move the needle on these issues. And especially for those who are in Washington State, which I know the majority of you are, we have a few things coming down the pipeline that I think will be really interesting, from a Voting Rights Act in Washington that was passed a few years ago, but making enhancements to that, to different states in partnership where we can help. We really want to involve you all on that and see what your interests are, and help you down the pathway to actually contacting your elected officials, regardless of what district you're in, to really make sure that everybody knows, and especially elected officials, how important this work is. So I'll move it over to my colleagues to talk a little bit about the new webpage that we have made. It's still a work in progress, but we wanted to make sure that we had something to show you tonight that you could work with, and other items. So Kylie, I think I turn it back over to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. I think I'll pass it to Victoria real quick, and then I'm going to show us the webpage. So Maria, if you want to stop sharing screen, you can do that.
Well, hi, everyone. I'm Victoria. I'm an advocacy associate here, formerly in Fieldwork, but just really excited to be working alongside Jamie Lynn and Kylie. But I think part of the work that we've been doing these last couple of weeks, we've also been attending meetings with partners in different coalitions to determine ways that we can plug in our volunteers, and where we as an organization can plug in to do more legislative action. And so, as Jamie mentioned, we'll continue to let folks know about things that come up and ways you can tap in. So this afternoon, the team and I, we attended the Declaration for American Democracy Coalition call, and they are gearing up for the reintroduction of the Freedom to Vote Act sometime near the end of March, a simultaneous reintroduction in both the House and the Senate. And so there's going to be a Freedom to Vote movement briefing March 9th. I'm going to drop that in the chat. It's an opportunity for folks to learn more about the Freedom to Vote Act, what we can do to put pressure on our legislators. And also we'll hear from Representative John Sarbanes of Maryland on the work happening in DC to get this introduced. I would say passed, but just being really realistic about the likelihood of this passing. But it's still important to keep, this continued momentum around this. And that's really the work we've been doing in this department. So we're really excited about finding ways to engage folks. So if you're not already a part of our advocacy.io page, join it. I'll drop that here as well. If this work sounds interesting to you, or if you're just looking for, updates or alternative ways where you can, be an active participant in the work that we're doing, join the IO page. And as time progresses, we'll have more actionable items where folks can, engage. So I'm going to drop the IO page in the chat. Please join the IO page, and I'm going to pass it back to Kylie, and she'll show you our website and other cool things we've been working on.
Thanks, Victoria. Okay, awesome. Here we go. We'll hop into the website now, and I'm going to start here on the homepage so everyone knows just how to get there when you're looking at the website on your own. So you'll go to the Fieldwork tab, and as Charles previously mentioned, there's that commonpower.io informational page as well. But let's click into advocacy. And so, yeah, this is our page. You'll find our mission, much of what, Jamie had just covered, past events, upcoming events. And so that event that Victoria mentioned will soon be up there. And then this is a really cool tool that we wanted to share that displays priority bills that we're tracking. And so this is part of the work that we've been doing. We have federal bills in Washington, and then also bills in Virginia up currently. And so as we progress with our conversations with partners and coalitions, we'll have more. And so yeah, if you're interested in kind of just seeing what's going on federally and also at state legislature in some of our key states of focus, you can check that out here. And then you can also visit our partners' websites as well. And then the last thing is just, again, that Victoria plugged, joining our .io page to keep in touch. And you can also email us as well. So yeah, this is our webpage. And thanks again to the marketing team for putting this together for us.
Hey, can I chime in real quick again?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, first of all, we have done advocacy in the past as like, whatever juice we had left in the tank after the general election. And we did it with a lot of heart, but it was not done this intentionally. You can see we've got some very talented people working on this, and they've already, in just a little bit of time, gotten a lot of stuff done and gotten us on some very, very firm footing for us to build off of. This news about from DFAT is stuff I didn't even know. I didn't even know how close we were to something launching. So you all are tapped into the vein when it comes to advocacy already. And I know that I'm gonna say a little bit about behind the scenes here. I know Jamie feels like you're just getting started. I know it does, but you're so far already. I want to give you some shine here in front of everybody. This is super impressive to see. I love the work product that you guys are already putting out, and the plans you have for the future are going to be a lot of fun for folks to get involved in. It's a lot of work. Yeah, we got to save our country. You know, there's that. But we're going to have a good time doing it, and you all put together really good programming. So this is going to be a lot of good stuff coming out of the advocacy department very soon. Also, shout out to you and Victoria for staying up with us super late. I always feel like I need to call this out for people. They're 3 hours ahead. So you all are doing us a favor, staying up with us. So thank you for your time tonight. And thanks for your work.
Love it. Thank you, Charles.
Thanks, Charles.
Also, Charles, don't stop asking permission to speak. You are welcome to chime in, of course. People want to
Fine,
hear.
I'm gonna say one more thing.
All right.
One more thing, because I gotta go. I gotta go to this thing tonight. I'm gonna sign off. I want to say I was looking through the folks who are in this meeting, and we miss you all a lot. We're gonna reach out to many of you. I know some of you may have been like, "Where's CP at?" I've been waiting to get shoulder tapped for something. We have been thinking about you. Trust me. As we've been putting together these documents and these web pages and lists of things to do, you all are on our minds. Almost everybody I see on here, I'm thinking of all these people who I remember from last year have been super active. We are so happy to get you plugged back in again. So that's one thing I wanted to say. The second thing I wanted to say is that I have to call out just how innovative the mis and disinfo stuff is going on over in CPFuture. Sasha has carried the bulk of that on her back, and folks may not know Sasha. She's a big idea person, and she spends a lot of time trying to sell people inside of CP on her ideas. And this one made it. This one made it through. And oh my goodness, it was on all these different platforms, and she's going Zooms and Twitters and stuff and Spaces. And then she partners with one of the most dynamic people that we've been in contact with in our network. And Ahmed came on, and he's super humble. But that guy, if you could buy stock in somebody, y'all need to buy stock in Ahmed, because he's going places, and he's taking us with him. He's taking us with him. So I'm fired up watching this. I'm fired up watching all the stuff we're working on. We're not even done to the agenda, and I know I'm slowing it down, but oh my gosh, we're working on some cool things at CP. I'm so proud of y'all.
Thank you, Charles. Thanks. We love hearing from you, and I know everyone else here loves hearing from you, and they miss seeing you. And I think, like, as the work that we're going to be doing this year is going to be incredible, and we are just so thankful that you all are still here hanging with us, and that you're gonna do some awesome work.
Yes.
Last year was rough. Last year was a lot. So like, we know
it was hard.
We recognize that, and we also recognize that we still got a lot of things to do. So we're gonna keep bringing you back in, and we hope that you come back with us, right, to all the crazy and good stuff that we're gonna do together.
Yes.
So thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna run. Also, this meeting is running so well. My gosh.
Thanks. We're trying.
I'm gonna stop messing it up. All right, I'll see y'all. Take care.
All right. Bye, Charles. Thank you. All right. Well, lovely words from Charles. We're gonna get Common Power events. I'm sure a lot of you have looked forward to listening to us about what's gonna happen in the next couple months, the next couple weeks. I am not sure if Jordan is on the call yet or if she's here, but Jordan was talking about the incredible upcoming events for the Institute of Common Power. These are going to happen. This is a series, Truth Matters Initiative by the Institute of Common Power. And if I were you, I would not miss either of these. Somebody actually mentioned in the chat already this one on the right here, the DEF CON 1 in Search of Truth and Education in Florida. This one's going to be an incredible event that I would highly recommend folks to go to. Dr. Scott, I mean, for those of you who go to lectures and go to the events, I'm sure you're not going to miss it. But for those who are new and want to start getting in this educational field from the Common Power Institute, I think it's going to be an incredible way to lean into this and very important topic, of course, in terms of how some folks want to erase our history, want to erase what's happened in our history for some very obvious reasons. And I think it's important that we lean into this educational piece. So I invite you all to join them on these 2 different dates. So this is part of the series, and we have the first one with Dr. Hassan Kwame Jeffries. I'm not pronouncing that right. On Tuesday, March 7th, 5 p.m. And then we have the one that I just kind of went over a little bit. And that one's going to be on March 20th, 5 p.m. as well, Pacific time. And you can expect David and Dr. Terry Ann Scott and Dr. Michael Butler, sorry. So those 3 are going to be bringing up some really great information and education. Puya, did you raise your hand?
Yes, I just wanted to plug in that the event that's on the left with Dr. Jeffries. He's, by the way, brother of Hakeem Jeffries, the leader of the Democratic Party in the U.S. House of Representatives. So highly recommend that you join that event. Super cool, good. Yeah, just wanted to.
Oh, wow, that's a great call out. Thank you, Puya. This is great. I love when, this is awesome. So definitely, yes, go to both of the series. I'll go to the next couple ones. So of course the Institute just has so much going on and we love seeing it. There's also a foundational courses, Women in the Politics of History. I think the first one was actually yesterday, but they have another one on the 8th and the 15th, I believe, that follows the series. So Kylie, maybe you're putting the links in the chat for these, the different RSVPs through Eventbrite. And we'll have those links ready for you in a second for these 2 different events. And then the second one that you see on this slide is with Dr. Quincy T. Mills, Associate Professor, Director of Graduate Studies of History at the University of Maryland, College Park. And it's the Movement, Money, Crisis Relief, and Democratic Practice. I honestly don't know too much about this one, but the title just looks amazing already. The conversation is going to be incredible, I bet. And I'm just happy to announce these amazing series and different lectures that are going to be available to you all. And so, hope to see some of you there. I'm sure that it's going to be a great education experience for everybody. All right. Next is, okay. Actually, you know what? Wow, we did so good, Kylie. Okay, I didn't realize how early it was, but we're actually kind of done with with most of this final page here is something that we wanted to keep till the end. We want to do some Q&A first, I think, and then we can jump into this. This is the recap of the most recent trip we did to Virginia. And support of Jem McClellan. And so Puya is gonna talk a little bit about that, and he has some guests they're gonna speak to the experience. But before that, let's jump into some questions from the audience in terms of the information that we just gave you all and all the fun stuff that we had this evening.
Real quick before we start questions, I do know that Julia has an announcement.
Oh my gosh. Yes, thank you for reminding me. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
No worries. Maria, could you give me screen sharing privileges real quick?
Yeah, I got a little too excited there, Julie. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm also very excited for Jen McClellan. It's okay.
We're so ahead of schedule. We were like, how is this happening?
Yeah, it's because we didn't have the slide. That's why. But there you go, Julie. I've given you permissions, and you are welcome to start whenever I'm going to stop sharing.
Great, thank you. Well, hi everyone. If we haven't met before, my name is Julia G. I'm the Fundraising Development Associate at Common Power. I work with David, and David could not make it here tonight because he's in Selma, Alabama right now for Jubilee, celebrating the anniversary of Bloody Sunday down there. So he's doing important work with our partners there on the ground, but I am here with a really fun announcement. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay, perfect. If y'all can see this, can I get a thumbs up real quick?
Yeah,
I can see it, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm here to announce our 2023 Action Academy fundraiser. It's going to be on April 13th from 5 to 6 p.m. We are giving you a very extended early notice, but we always like to give an early notice so folks can put it down in their calendars. But there will be some really exciting posts starting next week, actually, leading up to this Action Academy. And then in the 7 days leading up to the fundraiser itself, starting on April 6th, we're going to have what we're calling 7 days inside Action Academy. It'll feature a bunch of guest speakers. It'll have really immersive posts to give you and everyone in the community a deeper inside look of what it's like to be in Action Academy. What lessons are people learning from our guest speakers? You get to hear from our guest speakers directly and hear more about the impact the day of on April 13th. This year, we're trying to raise the same amount that we did last year. We're going for $200,000 to continue supporting our student stipends, our programming, and the amazing program that is Action Academy. So I'm going to pass it to Sasha Lee. She's our program manager of Action Academy to talk a little bit more about 7 days inside Action Academy. Sasha, I'll pass it to you.
You know what, Julia, I think you absolutely killed it. You covered all of the essence that is the 7 days inside Action Academy. Like I said, we had the chance to sort of keep Ahmed and his expertise to ourselves for the first quarter of this year, but you'll be seeing more of Ahmed. You'll be meeting more of our guest speakers and the partnerships that we have with them. Our students are amazing campus ambassadors who worked with us during the Miss and Disinfo campaign will be coming in and they'll be doing their own hosted talks. We're going to get on Instagram Live. We're going to make sure to get all of y'all included within the .io space. Really, again, it's kind of like what Julia just said. It's 7 days inside Action Academy. So we're going to be giving you the love and the intimacy and the community that Action Academy brings for so many of our young people. But at the same time, we're going to be diving into the knowledge and the history, and you too will then be equipped to go off into the world and do some amazing action and being with our fieldwork team. So we hope that you all will be joining us and more details will come soon.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Thank you. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and drop the Zoom registration link for this. You can register a month and a half in advance. So I'll drop that. And feel free to email me if you have any questions. My email is really easy. It's julia@commonpower.org. I'm very responsive in my inbox. So hit me up for anything. Thanks, y'all.
I'll keep
Hey,
that in
Julia,
mind,
can I
Julia.
add something?
Go ahead, Larcy.
Yes. So I just want to say that this past season, if you've ever been on the ground with anybody who is young or had been fortunate enough to be in a team where somebody young led you, we want more of that. We absolutely do. If you're looking at the screens on this page, you see them and you remember their interactions you have with them. So we just want to welcome more and more cohorts into this space, into this community, so that we can grow more of Matthews, more of Braden's, more of Julia's and Ben's and Puyas and Ashas of the world. Where are they? And so once we get them in our community, we train them up and then spit them right back out, because we all know that democracy is definitely needed with a bunch of young energy. So this is the push for that, is that we want another big cohort so that we can get more and more people, young people, involved in this work.
I love it. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Sasha. And thank you, Larcy, for the incredible work y'all do. And sorry for accidentally almost skipping this. This is really important, so I'm glad. Look, this is why we have two people running this. Thank you, guys. All right, I'm going to remove the pin. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Thank you all for the patience. Well, now we are almost, there we go. We're almost there. We have a few minutes left. We have 10 minutes left. We're really proud of ourselves here for the agenda, following it with so smoothly. And thank you for sticking around with us. Now I'd love to open the floor to questions. Kylie, do you think we should do questions, or should we just go ahead and ask the folks from the Virginia trip? What do you think?
Yeah, how about we'll do, just because we have time, let's do the Virginia trip recap, and then Maria and I will stay on if we go over just to answer any questions that y'all have. And feel free to put them in the chat too, and we can try to respond there.
Love it. Good idea. All right, I'm gonna then pass on the mic to Puya.
Thank you so much, MJ. So this past February, we took a small team of 7 people to Virginia, to Richmond, Virginia, to knock on doors for Jennifer McClellan. She fortunately won her election, and she just became the first Black woman to ever be elected to the U.S. House from the state of Virginia. And kind of like the beauty of it is that she'll be representing the city of Richmond, essentially the folks who are living in the area in Richmond in the U.S. House. And as many of you know, Richmond is the former capital of the Confederacy. So the history is coming full circle, and we are super, super fortunate to be to have the opportunity to travel there and knock on doors for her. But that trip was a lot more than just knocking on doors. We were able to meet up with Dr. Julian Hayter, an expert on Richmond history, and learn from him about the area that we were in, about the space that we were entering, and how our work relates to the history that city has and that state has. We were also able to work with some of our more experienced volunteers to learn from their experiences, learn about their careers, so young leaders like myself can learn from them and take lessons from their experiences and bring them to our work here at CP. So I wanted to invite Matthew first, and then Ron to talk a little bit about their experience traveling to Virginia in February.
Thank you, Puya. Ron, if you wanted to go first, you totally can. I'll give you 5 seconds. All right, Ron. Yeah, this experience, being able to be a part of really a defining moment in the history of the state of Virginia is nothing short of a blessing. This experience gets better every time I do it. That was like my 13th or 14th trip now with CP. And it's no less exciting than the first time I traveled with CP to Milwaukee, and you know, canvassed down there for 15 days for Mandela Barnes. It's just downright amazing. And I think a lot of the young folks, myself included in this, are lucky to be in a position like this where we can go and pick and choose, you know, and kind of go help out wherever we can and be a part of this process. And so, yeah, I mean, you know, Virginia is always a great place to be, and it was cool to canvass in the warm again for the one time. But yeah, I really, like, I could sit here and just keep repeating the same thing over and over again, but the trip was just amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much, Matthew. Ron, do you want to share your experience?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. Well, this trip was really a great trip in my view. The small team was what a wonderful team to work with. I loved it all, including the door knocking and the meals and the time together. We stayed in 2 B&Bs, and it was really nice to be with just 6 or 7 people for the whole trip, and got to know them all really well. But the team was also experienced, as Puya pointed out, and we were really efficient. I had a conversation with this fellow Jackson, who was our main contact with the Jennifer McClellan campaign at the watch party, and he told me that he was just astonished at the rate at which we were knocking out these turfs. apparently he had some tool where he could see it happening. And he just said, we were really, really moving. And that's the way it was on the ground. There was no time where we weren't just knocking on doors. And that was quite wonderful. And then one more thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was that before we left on this trip, Ben had this idea that we were going to have 2 sessions where we could sit and talk and have the young people ask us questions about our careers. So this was for Christine Wells and myself. And I was really, really glad to get to learn about Christine's career and her life. Her journey was really interesting. And so that was really valuable to me, and I think to the young people as well. And when it came to be my turn, I was just amazed at how these young people engaged with me. They were remarkable. They pushed me. They were really intense and asked me lots of questions and made me think about my life in ways that I hadn't for a long time. And my life was, I guess the unusual thing about my life is that I didn't have one career. I had multiple careers, and on the transitions from one to the next, I had to reboot myself and find a way to go and do something that was new, because I had this thirst for newness. And they just, I was nervous before this started, because I thought, how am I going to have this interaction with these young people? And it was just, it was something where I grew, and I definitely hope that they got something out of it too.
Thank you so much, Ron, for sharing. And absolutely, it was absolutely wonderful to hear about your career and your life. And for anybody who has had the chance to talk to Ron, you are very lucky, because his life absolutely insane. And if you haven't, please ask him, because it is the most life-changing experience in your life, hearing what he has done in his life, and all the careers and all the work that he has done. We are so fortunate to have you in our community. Thank you for the work that you do, and can't wait to travel to Wisconsin together.
I love it.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that you're Ron, absolutely right. We were amazing on the ground. We knocked on nearly 1,300 doors in 3 days with a group of 6 people. So super proud of the work that we did. And I'm going to give it back to MJ for Q&A.
Thank you. Thank you, Puya. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Matthew, for sharing the incredible time you all had in Virginia. I have had the privilege to canvas with both Puya, with all 3 of them, Puya, Matthew, and Ron. And I can tell you that it's the best time when these 3 are on the ground, and when they're also just amazing individuals. So thank you all for sharing that. And then now we're going to move forward to questions. I know, sorry, we held you from questioning this whole time, but it is time. So we'd love to answer some questions about fieldwork, anything that comes up for you. Put it in the chat, or you can just unmute and ask us live here. Oh, we're shy tonight. We're shy this evening. Come on, y'all.
While we're waiting for people to think of questions, there's one thing I forgot to do during the misinfo, disinfo thing.
Go ahead.
I forgot to shout out Kylie, Jamie Lynn, and Victoria for doing session 3 of the misinfo, disinfo series. They came in out of nowhere, just killing it. They did like 101 on advocacy. It was super valuable for the kids. They loved it. Everybody loved it. And Jamie Lynn, I don't know if she's here, but she came on the Twitter space. So I forgot to shout that out. I just had to give the props, because it was a great session. And anyone can go look at it and watch the awesome work that they did. And everyone else, it's on YouTube and on the CPFuture website. So
yes, we're about to link that, actually. Thank you. Or we have linked it in the chat somewhere. We can relink, of course. Thank you, Ahmed, for that shout out. Definitely props to everyone that was involved with that amazing work.
Thank you. Thanks, Ahmed.
Anyone else have a question?
And I'll drop the link to the
Oh,
recording.
awesome. Cheryl, I see your hand up.
I'm wondering if the advocacy group will just be focusing on voting issues or whether it will cover any other issues.
That's a great question. Thank you for asking, Cheryl. As of now, while we're building out the department, that will voting and voting access, you know, common power is kind of bread and butter is what we will be focusing on. But there will be opportunities certainly in the fight for, you know, education and coming out of the Institute as part of the Truth Matters initiative.
Thank you.
Thanks for asking. And I just wanted to point out that we have reached 6 o'clock. So thank you all so much for being here, especially, you know, the folks that stuck around that are on the East Coast. I know Matthew, Ahmed, Victoria, Bob, thank you so much. And yeah, we'll definitely stay on to answer any other questions and just be in the space. But just so glad to see you all and be in this community again after our break. So thank you.
Love it. Thank you all so much. We hope to see you again. Again, these are monthly, so we will see you on April 6th. The next one's April 6th. Thanks, everybody. Hey, Kylie, we killed it, huh?
Nice
Good
job. Ending on time. I'm genuine.
Co-host, we did it. Love it. Thank you. So good to see you, Ron.
Oh, thank you so much, MJ. You did a great job organizing.